How many years have you done past life regression?
Since the 90s, I guess 20, maybe 22 years, 20 years.
And would you say that most people have a past life?
Some, I mean, there's some first timers that have never had a lifetime.
Really?
Yeah, because at some point you got to start new.
Yeah.
And the first timers tend to be hypersensitive to the harshness of life here. And by that I mean everything kind of just shatters their energy. It's like, why is everyone so harsh? Why is there, do you know, it's like, why can't they just get along? It's like, oh, because it's like
Wow.
they haven't developed a thick skin yet.
Yeah.
Whereas I know I've got the skin of a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I do. I've seen it and I felt it and I know it. And so things can bounce off me. Doesn't mean I'm not affected, but it's just like, you know, I can have that thick skin.
Yeah.
And
some more trauma, it's okay, you know.
or I can not lose myself in it.
Yeah.
Long term.
Okay. Yeah.
But others, it's like just the harshness. It's too much. They can't bear it.
And has there been other worlds that people have been on that you've?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. All of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go into your subconscious, and I guarantee, if that's something you want to understand, you'll discover yourself as a non-physical being, and oftentimes in real time. I had an Asian lady one time, just in her session hypnosis, describing to me this alien thing that was taking place, and I used the word alien and an alien being, and then she was completely shocked. She said, "Oh my God, that's me."
Wow.
Yeah, because it was in real time.
Yeah. Is Earth kind of like as a planet compared to the others, quite dense? Is it?
Well, I don't know,
you're not
because
sure?
there are different vibrational fields, and Earth isn't the only Earth-like planet. People that have studied out-of-body exploration, when I say studied, I mean explored and done it themselves, not just from a learning, but the
Yes.
experience, have spoken about accessing other worlds that are Earth-like. So, yeah, there's other ones. So I don't know that it's the densest, but it is very dense.
Yeah.
It's very dense. It's very slow moving energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we're somewhere on the edge of I don't know if this is correct, but the edge of the galaxy, or we're just on the edge somewhere far away.
Far away from everyone
and
else.
so everything is just kind of slow, and dark.
Yeah.
And I think from what I've gathered from people other than my own experiences that do out of body stuff and have their own direct experiences, that it's a privilege to come to Earth
Wow.
on a soul's journey. And there's one of my favorite, he just recently died, consciousness explorer Bruce Moen,
Okay.
Moen. He was an engineer, and so he had that left brain mind. Prove it. I want more information.
Yeah.
It's got to make sense. That he met in the non-physical world a being who had graduated the Earth system, and he said this being was so much love he couldn't stay in its presence. He was absolutely overwhelmed.
Wow.
And I've had people in hypnosis exploring whether through quantum healing, what Dolores Cannon created,
Yes.
or past life regression, they meet up with their guides or members of their soul group, and they burst into serious tears. And I'll sit with my professional voice and say, "Oh, and like, what's happening?" And they'll say, "They love me so much," because they're overwhelmed with the love.
Wow.
Yeah. And so what this system is about being able to have and connect with that love so that we create responsibly. Because just imagine if our thoughts that we manifest with greed, power, control, abuse, all that was set loose in the universe. Oh my God, all havoc would break loose. Imagine what we'd be creating. So this system allows us to learn the right use of energy to manifest. And so you have to have the dark and you have to have the light.
Yeah, to choose.
Yeah, and you have to have the experience.
Tell me quickly, what benefit would you say anyone who hasn't done a past life regression, what benefits does it bring? Would you say?
It would answer a lot of questions about why things are the way they are in their life. More than that, it will connect them to who they really are. They would get a sense of seeing and understanding, and more importantly, feeling that they're not confined to their physical body and their physical limitations, that those are just things that are a part of this current experience. In fact, I tell everyone that their past lives, what they call my past life, are not theirs. It belongs to their soul. We're just an aspect created through the templates of the time, through the archetypal energies and all those things. In fact, in my sessions, I'll have one past life character speak and communicate with the present life. And physicists will tell you all time happens at the same time. So I'll tell you, so I had a situation. So I was married to someone who, at the time I didn't know, was into darkness. And I just stayed focused on his potential. And I just kept making excuses for him as he was taking me down a dark, dark path. But I do remember when I first met him, and he was just a mess, I said, you know what, you can just take my energy. There was my permission. I said, just take my energy, just use my energy, because I got the confidence and I got this. And that was the opening. But anyhow, so with this particular person, I remember over time, my life would just start fragmenting and his would be getting more powerful. And I'm thinking, I'm giving you my energy. I'm giving you my energy. It's okay, you can use it. Not realizing that we're not meant to do that. Every being has their own life force.
And the life force is, you say it's an energy that we all have.
It's what keeps you alive.
Okay. And we shouldn't be giving that to anyone.
No, we should allow maybe the light or the higher energies to flow through us. But if I use my life force, I'm going to rob my subtle bodies of the energy that it needs.
So anyone who's in a, abusive relationship or, a really challenging relationship, should not be wasting their energy on.
But that's why one partner always begins to feel better, and the other partner, whether it's business or otherwise, their life starts crumbling. That's why you'll find a narcissist will be drawn to an empath.
Yeah.
And so the empath, which is a term concept I don't really like.
Yeah.
Because that's like often giving away your power and your energy.
Yeah.
Takes on the worst cases of the narcissist. And the narcissist is so focused on me, left reptilian brainstem, that the empath is like, okay, I got enough love. I feel okay about myself. Okay, I'll just keep giving a little until before they know it, their lives are a mess and they got illnesses and sicknesses. Because what your life force, so I'll tell you about your life force. So imagine that when you speak about Earth being dense, all of the cosmic energies come from above. It comes from the cosmos somewhere. And what we discover now is that it's electrical. So imagine that electricity will always have to be grounded or earthed. You just need to look at the plugs, electrical plugs. There'll always be an earthing.
Yeah.
We know that earth energy itself is magnetic. They got those Schumann resonance. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Right. So it's a magnetic energy. It has its own vibration, frequency, whatever. Imagine that our life force is supposed to go through our body. It's electrical. Our nervous system is electrical. Our heartbeat is electrical, can be measured. Our brainwave electrical. So imagine this life force, which is electrical, is coming into our body to pass all the way through, connect with the earth, and therefore we're grounded, which means everything functions as it will. And we bring our life force in through our breath. That's what keeps us alive. And so if we don't have that connection with our breath, because we're not able to speak up to communicate our needs, or we've had to shut our heart down, so all these things affecting our body, what will happen is not enough life force is going to come down to be able to really connect. We're not going to be grounded. We're going to be unstable. We're not going to be able to manifest or do the things we want or to feel how we want to feel. And so then all you need is a gust of wind of someone else's intention to just blow you right out of your body or out of your desires for what you actually want. And so it's about breathing, it's about connecting. And that's why illnesses will come in over time. And also that is why people are overthinkers. Because the energy, the life force, instead of coming into the body, just circulates round and round in their head.
I see. And it's not
coming down in the body.
Okay.
And so they can't be grounded because they're not earthed. And then they can't manifest. It's like, why can't I ever manifest? Or I start this and I can never finish. Or I don't have the energy, or I feel drained. It's because they're not being replenished. They're not grounded. They're not connected to the earth.
I see.
And what that does is it gives them loads of experiences that eventually they can find some wisdom through, but they'll be unstable.
So really the idea is to keep this life force moving through the body.
Is to deliberately breathe into your body. And when I say deliberately, breathing's unconscious, but at times if you know you've got stresses and stuff, just breathe into your body. Another way of doing that is people just go out in nature, and nature automatically does that for you. It brings you into what I call a zero balance. I mean, scientifically, I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, that's my way of explaining it.
So nature
It
just
brings
has
you back
that effect.
Right,
Yeah?
and that's because nature's deeply anchored into the divine, which is always replenishing, it's always rejuvenating, it's always rebalancing. Nature, it's feminine. It knows what to do.
Yeah.
Throw any plant anywhere in the garden and it's going to adapt. If there's a drought, plants are going to adapt. There's even plants or trees in South America that walk to the water.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so at some point they had to develop where they had to go because it's alive. In fact, plants and nature is so alive that the shaman, the Amazonian shaman and otherwise will tell you the plants taught them about different things. And that's because they connected at a higher level with the plants, with the plant's own, what they call higher selves.
What a lovely way to wrap that up, is to go into nature. Nature has... Someone said to me that there's a lot of... they call them negative ions. It's almost like nature like emits this beautiful energy that heals us.
That's why you feel wonderful when you go out and spend a day at the beach or out in nature. All your backaches and all your pains go.
Yeah.
And then what happens is you drift into alpha brainwave states, which is, okay, picture this, your spiritual body locked into your physical, focused on the here and now. But imagine when we start zoning out and disconnecting from our body, we always go into alpha. They're problem-solving states. And they're harmonious and balanced. And so if someone is suffering from a lot of darkness and negative thoughts, if they listen to hemisync music, which balances left and right hemispheres, the negative and the dark thoughts go.
What's that, hemisync?
Yeah, which is short for hemisphere synchronized.
Okay.
Works with binaural beats, but this is done or created really by the Monroe Institute. And Robert Monroe was someone who had his own consciousness explorations into the non-physical.
So just to sum up, from listening to you today, it's clear to me that there's so many more layers to us. And so anyone going through a hard time, you know, depression, anxiety, an abusive relationship, or is suffering in some form, what would you say to them to seek out?
Hemisync music.
Hemisync music.
Yeah, and there's lots of different types. And there's what the hemisync does is it'll start the sound in one hemisphere, evolve it to the second, and the brain will hear a third and open neural pathways. And so it expands your awareness. So if you imagine, for example, that the mind is the city, but all that's lit up is your neighborhood, you can absolutely go up and down your neighborhood all day long. And then suddenly, if the whole city's lit up, it's like, whoa, there's all these different ways of doing, looking at things, experiencing life. And so that's what happens. They're neural pathways, different avenues, roads. Whereas post-traumatic stress disorder, which can happen through slow dysfunction, darkness, abuse, pain, whatever, what that does, it's like being on a one-way system. So you're in a loop, and on that same road, you just can't break out of that. So what hemisync does is it balances the brain and it opens it up, which will open up your intuition and it'll open up your connection back to your source.
Okay, wow. And
Because
how...
you're in harmony.
Yeah, yeah. How do you get access to this hemisync? Is it something that you can purchase?
Yeah, you can find it on the internet. You can buy it. I mean, I have albums, CDs, but nowadays you can just get downloads quite cheaply.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would highly recommend that for anyone, especially people who are suffering a lot of darkness. I'll have people contact me from different places in the world. Oh, can you help? And I'll say, you know, try the hemisync, and they're like, wow, just like that.
So you can try that, and also they can come to a session with you. I know you offer other health disciplines, and we'll put all your stuff in the description box on the YouTube. I just want to say thank you so much for your talk.
Well,
It's been, go on.
If I was to say one last thing to anyone listening,
go on.
is that, and I tell this to everyone, every single one of us, under the circumstances of our experience, we are normal. Because everyone identifies that the experience as though they're not normal. So picture this: spiritual essence, the physical being. Every single one of us, when we're locked into this 3D matrix, this physical awareness, believes what we're told and what we think. But that's from the experience that we make decisions about ourselves. But every one of us, doesn't matter what our lives look like, are completely normal. Wow. And so the challenge is to discover from that soul perspective why your soul consciousness would have wanted those experiences. What are you to do with that knowledge and awareness? Why are you having it? You're not being punished. It might feel punishing, but the ultimate goal will always be the light, which is love.
You've actually shed a light on the darkness for me today.
Thank you.
Yes.
There's so much I could say on
I know, we've got to do a part 2, part 3,
There's so much stuff. Because I've had to live it. I've had to find my way through it.
Yeah.